All right, brand new I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast is coming up next, okay? And this is going to be magical, okay? First up, Muggsy Bogues, the Muggsy Bogues, NBA icon, who is not in the NBA Hall of Fame, but should be in the NBA Hall of Fame. Yo, I love Muggsy Bogues so much. I'm just such a huge fan of his. So it's a thrill to have him on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. And the first question I'm going to ask him is, are you fucking nuts? Okay, because to be 5'3", not 5'4", not 5'5", to be 5'3", and to even have the audacity to think that you could play in the NBA, in my opinion, is fascinating. Fuck Tony Robbins, okay? Who wants to hear from Tony Robbins? He's 6'9", okay? I want to hear from Muggsy Bogues. He should be doing TED Talks and inspirational speaking across the globe. Muggsy Bogues will be rocking me on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Plus, Dean Collins, okay, the young shooter. Can a shooter shoot? He's sharing some wacky, whacked out, space-light sexual escapades on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. This is going to be fantastic. Plus, from Rough and Rowdy 2, my guy Sean Latham. Okay, Sean Latham is going to be fighting Friday night, February 16th. Barstool is having Rough and Rowdy 2. And if you listen to the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, and if you listen to the Fantasy Football Follies, you've heard us talk about Schmitty, Barstool Schmitty, the guy who steals fantasy football lineups. I call him Handjob Smitty. Well, Sean Latham is fighting him Friday night, pay-per-view on Rough and Rowdy 2, okay? And I am looking forward to Sean Latham kicking his fucking ass. So I'm going to talk to Sean Latham, better known as a $20 chef. It's an exclusive. He's the headliner. Friday night, Rough and Rowdy, Sean Latham. But first, me and the young shooter are going to do our thing. Then we have the great Muggsy Bogues. Then we got my man, Sean Latham, on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. Miles Jordan, let me get something funky and fantastic. They remade a classic. The movie Death Wish is coming to theaters March 2nd, starring Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis is back, and this movie looks badass. It has to be seen on the big screen for all its action sequences. The film asked the question, how far would you go to protect your family? How far would you go to protect your family? It's starring Bruce Willis, Elizabeth Shue, Vincent D'Onofrio,
Dean Norris,
Mike Epps, and Camilla Monroe. MGM Pictures presents director Eli Roth's reimagining of the 1974 revenge thriller Death Wish. Dr. Paul Kersey is a surgeon who only sees the aftermath of his city's violence, and is rushed to the ER until his wife, played by Elizabeth Shue, who I've worked with, and college-age daughter are viciously attacked in their suburban home. While police are overloaded with their crimes, Paul, burning for revenge, hunts down his family's assassins. I'm gonna tell you like this, I already saw this film. I saw the original with Charlie Bronson. I saw the remake with Bruce Willis, directed by Eli Roth. This fucking movie is dope.
You haven't stopped talking about this movie.
I love this movie. I saw a special screening. It opens in theaters for everybody to see March 2nd. Bruce Willis is back, and he is kicking ass in Death Wish, coming to theaters from MGM Pictures March 2nd. All right. Came, we saw, we conquered. Have no fear, the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast is here. G Moody, whose last name rhymes with duty, could not make this episode. He will be back on Friday for the next episode of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, where we will be doing a full review of Lonzo Ball's first CD. He's putting his CD out there, and we will be doing a full review of that CD. I can't wait. The people can't wait. It's All-Star Weekend, okay? It's All-Star Weekend, so we got so much basketball, so much this, so much that. But Friday's episode, the feature, I'm just telling you right now, the feature is a full top-to-bottom review of Lonzo Ball's first ever CD that he's putting out in the middle of his rookie season, which has been sort of underwhelming. I don't get it, but I can't wait to hear it. All right, Dean Collins, special guest on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast. This is a guy who has joined us many, 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 many times. New listeners always come. They may not be familiar with you. Dean Collins is... Who are you, Dean?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, from the intro, I can't believe my name followed Muggsy Bogues.
Followed it.
I just having our names in the same sentence is an honor to me.
But it was Muggsy Bogues first.
Of course. I'm not saying I should have been before it. Muggsy Bogues.
I mean, you were mentioned in
Bogues.
the same intro.
That's why I'm saying I'm grateful that I could even be in the same sentence as the legend.
I hear you because, I mean, Muggsy Bogues is, he's so one of a kind to play, I believe, 17 seasons. It's either 17 seasons or 13 seasons in the NBA.
Yeah.
We don't fact check at the Rapaport Stereo podcast. Literally 5'3".
That I mean,
Literally 5'3".
It's
Not like,
insane.
oh, he's 5'7". Let's just call him 5'3" to sell tickets. Muggsy Bogues is 5'3". Matter of fact,
I have like 6 inches on him. That's insane.
crazy. And you can't. Can you
can't.
touch a net when you play basketball?
Yeah, I mean, I could jump and touch the net.
Okay, but you know what, Miles? Special for the people. I would like you to play the chapter, The Audacity of Muggsy Bogues, from my book. This book has balls. Sports rants from the MVP of Talking Trash. After the Muggsy Bogues interview, please play the audiobook chapter that I narrate on Muggsy Bogues. I mean, I'm hyped up to talk to him. And the fact of the matter is this. I want to just ask you, Dean, did you buy This Book Has Balls Sports Rants from the MVP of Talking Trash?
You know that I bought the book.
My book, you bought it?
I promoted it. I promoted the book.
I know you promoted it.
I bought the book. I went to Barnes & Noble. And not only did I buy the book, I made sure to take all the books around it off the shelf and plaster about 10 different copies of your book. So,
you did do that.
No, you know that I did that. And I went into a Chevalier bookstore. I went in there. I said, why don't you have This Book Has Balls? I'm an advocate of the book. I support it, and I have it.
I appreciate that. Okay, listeners, if you haven't bought my book on either hardcover or audiobook, I don't know what the fuck you're listening to the podcast for. I'm going to be honest. It's, okay, this is free. Not everything is free. The book's cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a soon-to-be New York Times bestseller. You could read the book or you could listen to the audiobook. It's like 7 hours of ranting, raving. I talk about Muggsy Bogues, talk about Dr. J. I talk about 23 reasons why LeBron James will never be like Mike. I talk about meeting Muhammad Ali.
Tiger Woods is a personal favorite of mine.
Yes, Tiger Woods. And what he needs to do to get his groove back, and so much more. You can get the book. This Book Has Balls, Sports Rants from the MVP of Talking Trash at thisbookhasballs.com. Listen, you guys are very, very smart. You're a very, very smart, forward-thinking audience. You can get it on Amazon. You can get it at a bookstore. This Book Has Balls, Sports Rants from the MVP of Talking Trash, or just simply go to thisbookhasballs.com. Dean,
is there a chapter of Sammy Sosa being white now?
No,
because I'm just surprised. How
he's not white. He's
No,
fucking pink.
I don't think he's pink. I think he's like,
you know,
it's
what
like
color
albino
he is?
shit.
He's the color of like you know when you put like saltine crackers in your mouth and you chew them. And then, like, when you're a kid, you take him out and play with him. He's that color.
He's like the color of death to me. He looks like he's like you know when like there's a corpse lying in. I mean, this is dark, but there's a corpse lying in the casket, and they I forget what it is that paints them up. They put the makeup on.
Yeah,
that's his face to me.
You're no G Moody, but that's the kind of shit. While you're a great fill-in co-guest host.
Thank you.
He's the color of.
I would say he's the color of death.
That's
right
great.
now.
That's great. Speaking of death. I want to share before we get into your stories of whether or not you've skeeted, or not skeeted. I am coming to the end of a 5-day fast,
and I'm very proud of you. I've seen your progress. It's absolutely crazy to me because you would shovel down about 10 cookies maybe 4 days ago. So now to see you just eat olives and soup. I mean, you have rabbit food basically for dinner, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's. I told you I know of a great olive spot.
I know you offered me. Oh, I'll take you to get some olives. I can only eat.
I don't know
the
what else
8
I can
olives
offer.
that they give me in the bag.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, I can't just have as many olives as I want.
Okay.
I want to say this about this fast.
Sure.
Okay, in the last episode, I explained why I'm doing it. 2 things that I've learned, maybe 3 things that I've learned. Number 1, we as people eat way more food than we need to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even funny because my energy is great. I've worked out. I'm fine. And I'm eating nothing. Like I am eating next to nothing. Like I'm eating bare minimum. I look great. I feel great. My skin is glowing. Okay. Now, the one thing that I don't understand is my irritability. Now, Dean can attest. G Moody can attest.
It's been a
Miles
fucking
and Jordan
nightmare.
can attest. Some people would use that word with me. Irritability.
Yeah.
Abrasive, crass, moody, temperamental, all these sorts of things. But a good guy.
Douchey. Yeah, but a good guy at the end of the day.
But a good guy at the end. But good guy at the top. And then the other things are good guy at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, good. But would you say all those things and then a good guy, or he's a good guy, but he can be...
I would say all those things, and then let's talk about the rest of what we need to talk about.
Okay,
and then we could go back to the whole good guy thing, but
the reason why I feel like I've been a little irritable the last 24 hours, 48 hours, 36 hours, actually the whole fucking fast is this. The socialization that we have with food is crazy. Like, for me, and I don't know what it's like for any other people out there listening, but when you meet a friend, where do you meet? Let's go get a coffee. Let's go get a slice of pizza. Let's have lunch. Let's have dinner.
Oh, forget friends. I eat when I'm bored.
Let's have a drink.
I'm just bored. I got to go up. I got to get in my car and go eat. I'm not even hungry. I just got to eat.
Or you go down to your fridge when you're feeling, tired. A lot of times we eat when we're tired. The fact that I haven't been able to, I'll tell Dean, let's go get a cookie. Let's go get some sushi. Or for me, I'll go sit in a coffee shop. I'll get my iced vanilla latte. I'll sit there. I'll play Twiddle Dick. I'll be on my phone. That's where I do some of my best tweeting. Yeah. I've gotten myself in so much trouble tweeting from coffee shops. You might notice some of my best rants, if you look in the background, in coffee shops. I can't go to the coffee shops now because I can't have my vanilla lattes because I'm on this fucking fast. And the socialization of eating, not being able to meet people for food, whether it's you, whether it's this one, my wife, anybody, that's the thing that's been the hardest. And beside the fact that I'm not working right now on anything specific during this fast, that's been, I'd say, the hardest part of the fast because as far as food, I'm good.
Yeah, and I would say the irritability factor comes in when, like we're not meeting up for lunch, we're not meeting up for dinner. So when I get a phone call from you, I mean, it could be as simple as I say, "What's up, Michael?" And you're like, "Why are you talking to me like that all of a sudden?" Yes. And then it's like this whole, like you're really angry at the way that I answered the phone, and then like you just get pissed. And I know that you said the last 24 to 48 hours, but I would say for the better half of the year so far.
No, that's not true. You think that I've been unusually irritable in the year of 2018?
There was a little bit of the 2017, and then it got really good, and then it got really good for 2018, and then it really dipped, and then it got good, and then it just got really shitty, like hardcore. Like,
all right, well, I'm working on all of it.
But that's just something we could talk about with a therapist later.
Yeah, we don't fucking, this isn't Dr.
No, I know.
Phil.
I just went because you brought it up, so.
And the other thing that's been tough about this is when you're watching TV, whether you're watching Real Housewives of Atlanta, where they're always in restaurants eating food, whether you're watching a game, whether you're driving down the street. When I see commercials with any kind of food, it could be anything, it fucks with your head because you shouldn't eat it. And the thing that caught me the most was I saw a commercial, I believe it was for Haagen-Dazs. And I got to be honest, that Haagen-Dazs commercial. See, right now we're like as we're looking at in the TV, there's shrimp and French fries while we're podcasting. But that Haagen-Dazs commercial,
how did that make you feel?
It sent me into a spiral.
What do you mean though? But you're still fasting, right?
I'm still fasting, and I have not cheated at all. When you say the olives, now I'm going to be honest. My wife, she's way tougher than me. We have olives in this house. She's eating olives out of the jar, and she won't admit it. And if she hears it, she's probably going to be like mortified that I'm telling. She's eating olives out of the fucking jar. I haven't eaten any olives.
Listen, can I just stop you there? How many of your listeners do you think can relate to any of the shit that you're talking about right now?
They listen. What the fuck are you talking?
Like in terms of like the fasting and the olives, like it sounds like
you'd be surprised because a lot of people, because when I've been. Dean,
I'm just wondering how many
my fucking listeners are stuffing their faces with fucking cheeseburgers?
I mean, honestly, yeah.
No, they're not. When I've been Instagramming, Weezy, stop licking your paws. Stop it. My dog is licking his paws. Stop.
Now he's taking it out on his dog.
Give yourself a rash.
I mean, I'm hungry just talking about all this shit.
I know, but a lot of I'm surprised because I've been Instagram storing about it and tweeting about it, and I've gotten tons of responses.
Really?
Curious about it. They've tried it. A lot of people deal with, like, if you don't know me, you don't know that I deal with ulcerative colitis.
I know you.
You know me. But I'm saying if you don't know me.
Then I wouldn't know that.
Dean, don't be fucking difficult. I said if you don't know me, obviously you know me. You're in my fucking house.
Okay. Look, why don't we just move on from the whole fasting thing?
I'm not going to talk about the ice cream because I
don't
want to
know
talk
what
about
to
the ice
talk
cream.
about with you.
I want to talk about the ice cream, what it did to me.
Okay, talk about it.
Okay, so I had a goddamn ice cream fantasy, and I swear to God, I literally was stuck in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Thinking about Haagen-Dazs and the process of eating pints of Haagen-Dazs or Talenti or Sedudov if I'm in New York, but specifically Haagen-Dazs and or Ben & Jerry's. The thrill that you get.
You know I'm a big fan of Ben & Jerry's.
The thrill that you get to go to a supermarket.
I hear you.
Impromptu, because I don't go to a supermarket and get ice cream and then hold it for a few days later.
No.
I go to get it. It's usually after dark. I eat my ice cream after dark 99.9% of the time.
Me too, after 12. And shout out to the old podcast that we did potting on the ice cream run. If you remember, we potted at Baskin Robbins.
You're going down a fucking a rabbit hole, a jack hole.
Not really. No, I'm saying like we love ice cream much.
Yes, we did do
that. We did do a.
Stay focused here.
I mean, that is on topic, so I don't really know what you're talking about,
But for me, it would usually be after 7, 8 o'clock.
Okay.
It's either after sundown or when the sun is setting. And I don't do it that much. I don't do it as much as I want to. But
I mean, you've had me come over and bring you like fucking cartons of ice cream, and you're like
ashamed of myself.
I'm ashamed of you. Like I'm bringing it there, and I'm like,
ashamed of myself. But I'll stuff it down my face. But when I go to the store to get a pint of Haagen-Dazs or a pint of Ben & Jerry's, and then you get home,
yes,
and then you pop the top off,
yep,
and there's that little sound. Now I'm not going to say it's a sound like a Snapple pop off.
It's not a,
but
there is that.
There's a little sound.
There's just like a little, like it's like got the little ice, air releases. The cream kind of turns. I down my shit in literally under 10 minutes a pint,
like a fucking pig. Now if I'm really feeling good or bad about myself,
you're not doing 2 pints.
Yeah, I'll double fist.
No,
pints.
You won't do 2 pints. Don't lie. Don't lie.
I used to do that when we were doing the war at home. Double fisting.
No, but I'm talking pints.
2 pints, double fist, 1 pint,
and you'd finish it.
Are you crazy? I could do that right now if I wasn't on a fucking fast. I could
2 pints.
Finish it.
I'll fuck with you on that too.
Finish it.
You're honestly making me like want to go home and get this shit now.
Finish it. I finished the 2 pints. But what I do is I get the pints, I open it, then I take the pint, and then I take 2 paper towels, 2 pieces of paper towels, and wrap it around it because you don't want the cold on your hands. Okay. You don't want it to slip either. Especially if it's a little frozen, you got to fight through and jab through it.
I have to get patience for that. I let my shit defrost for like maybe 10 minutes. So right when that chocolate's really nice and you can really get in there, I don't like to eat my shit like that hardcore frozen. So it's kind of lost its icicles at that point.
I get you. I understand that.
It's a process for me like that.
You have more.
You know that my addiction is way stronger.
Yeah, you have a serious ice cream addiction.
You know that though.
And you just said you go after midnight.
No, you know my addiction with Ben & Jerry's.
What's your flavor?
The Tonight Dough, starring Jimmy Fallon. You'd think I'd be fucking sick of this shit.
Wait. When we were in Golden State for the now infamous Golden State Warriors podcast.
They had no ice cream at the hotel.
At 1 a.m. We got back to the hotel at 1 a.m., maybe 1:30. What was the name of the hotel? The Ridgewood, the Lodgewood?
Whatever the fuck it was.
Okay, nice hotel.
But we don't need to give them a shout out because what hotel does not fucking serve ice cream after midnight? You're a hotel. You should have fucking ice cream on fucking stacks of ice cream.
That's what people do when they go to hotels.
It's fucking bullshit. I'm going to the hotel for those amenities. You think I'm going to take a fucking shower? I'm going to order the Haagen-Dazs. They didn't have it.
So this is at 1 o'clock. So this motherfucker, this is when I knew you were hardcore. Now we had to get up at 7 in the morning to catch a flight. So, and usually that's not much, but we were, it was 1 o'clock when we got in. So for me, getting up at 7 in the morning to catch a flight, I'm like, I got to go to sleep.
Like,
this motherfucker right here is like, I need my Haagen-Dazs. And you called where?
Well, they didn't have it. I was going to get basic scoop at the hotel. They didn't have it. So then I got my fucking B&J fix. And for everyone listening, that's Ben & Jerry's. And I called fucking, I don't know what it was, Safeway or some shit like that, some 24/7 thing. I called. I asked them if they had the exact flavor because I'm not going out of my way I had to get an Uber. The Uber picked me up. I said, I'm just going to run in, my man. I'll be real quick. They had the Tonight Dough. It was glowing in the freezer. I mean, it literally felt like that, like holy, it was like.
You told the Uber stayed for you?
Oh, yeah, he pulled over. I was in and out. I got the Tonight Dough.
You came back.
Yes. He drove me there. It's like fucking 2 a.m. at this point.
Right.
I said, wait out here. I'm going in here. I didn't get 2 fucking Ubers. I said, wait out here. I'm going to get something really quick. I came back in.
But you had called the place to make sure they had the Ben and Jerry's.
I called.
You called the fucking.
I called. And you know what I really just want to say?
Where did you get it from? Safeway?
Safeway, whatever.
But you
doesn't
called
matter.
the Safeway at 1:30 and you said, yo, do you have
this flavor, the Tonight Dough starring Jimmy Fallon? I'm not even a fan of Jimmy Fallon, but his ice cream is off the fucking charts. And
I would die if I had a fucking Ben and Jerry's flavor named after me.
I mean, that's
as much as I love Snapple, and I would die if they had an official I Am Rapaport or Michael Rapaport Snapple. If I had a motherfucking ice cream, first of all, my fasting days would be over.
You could get one.
Listen, yeah, they've given it to lesser deserving people.
Who?
I don't want to name names, but they've given it to lesser deserving people.
Okay.
And I would come up with a dope ass flavor.
I know you would, and they'd have some clever name for you, but I don't like it when the cashier, when I'm buying it, like this happened to me recently. I was so, I got it, and it was late at night, and he goes, "You're on a diet, huh?" And I'm like, brother, I already feel like a piece of shit.
He said that to you?
I'm here at 2 a.m. Do not fucking question.
Do not fucking Ben and Jerry shame me.
No, you're shaming me at that point. And to me, that now I'm like, every market needs a self-checkout 24/7. I don't want to be dealing with these fucking assholes.
That guy said to me, you're on a diet, huh?
On a diet, huh?
No, I'm not, fucko. I'm about to stuff my fucking
I'm about to
gorge.
fucking stuff my face, and now I'm about to fucking punch you.
I'm going to stuff my pie hole with this Ben and Jerry's, what is it, late night, what?
The Tonight Dough. Hey, you know what? We've been talking about the Tonight Dough this, Tonight Dough that. Where's the fucking sponsor? I mean, we've given them so much business.
No more talking about it anymore.
Thank you.
I will say this, though. If you want an alternative to Haagen-Dazs
you love Talenti.
Or to Ben and Jerry's, try Talenti. It's in all the stores. It's in safe. It's all the supermarkets. But trust me.
Don't spell it out because we're not getting any of this shit for free.
Yeah,
so it's like, why are you
Talenti,
like
you can figure it out.
their shit?
Forget that.
Yeah, okay, so.
All right, let's get to it.
Cool.
Let's get to it. Muggsy Bogues is joining us on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast, okay? And I couldn't be more excited to have the Muggsy Bogues. Tyrone Muggsy Bogues is coming up next on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast.
What up, Mike?
How you doing, man?
I'm good, buddy.
Yo, I gotta be honest, this might be the podcast, the interview, the conversation that I'm the most excited and nervous about, because growing up watching you play was so unique and so special, and there may or may not be another Mike, but there will definitely never ever be another Muggsy Bogues, man. You're one of a kind, man.
Oh man, I appreciate that, those kind words that you're saying. But you know me, growing up in the city of Baltimore on that sand lot, trying to grind, trying to eat, trying to show them guys that no matter how tall, small you are, you can play this game of basketball.
All right, before we get into specific things, the first question I have to ask, this is like NBA folklore. It's like urban folklore. It's like an urban myth. It's reported that you had a 44-inch vertical leap. I finally need to get to know. Did you ever dunk the fucking ball, Muggsy Bogues? Yes or no? I want to answer, and I want to send it to Washington. I want to send it to the Smithsonian. I want to send it to the NBA Hall of Fame.
True and true. Yeah, I had a 44-inch vertical.
And you could dunk.
And I was able to dunk a ball. I just didn't have big hands to where I can palm the ball. I can palm a volleyball where I could just run up and dunk it, but I had the ball had to come off the rim in order for me to throw it back in. You know, but I was able to get up there a little bit. You know, it's documented that my 44-inch vertical at the combine up in Chicago is valid.
Now, I mean, if Instagram and social media existed back then, you would have broken the damn internet, man.
Yeah. You know how that social media is back then, boy. A lot of things we probably been broken.
So Muggs, man, I mean, your career is so, like I said, it's so unique. You know, I loved just watching the ESPN documentary, The Baltimore Boys. I mean, you guys have been so documented. Everything that at Dunbar, there was so much competition, so much. I mean, the East Coast, top to bottom. You know, you guys, David Wingate, Reggie Williams, Reggie Lewis, and you were running the point. Might be one of the best high school basketball teams ever assembled. At what point did you say, I want to play in the NBA? Because at 5'3", and when I met you, I bugged out because I was like, yo, this wasn't no gimmick. They didn't like, oh, he wasn't 5'9". Like for 5'3" in the NBA, more than your talent, Muggsy, and more than what you accomplish, like your mental fortitude is what trips me out, man. Like, because at 5'3" to say I'm going to play, forget even the NBA, but like Division I basketball, it's so far-fetched. Like, at what point, like what was you're going through your head, man? Like, it's crazy because like I wrote about it in the book. Like your imagination and the way you were seeing the world was different than everybody else, especially people at 5'3" in basketball. Like 5'3" is like that's not professional basketball height. Like, where was your head at?
Well, you gotta understand where I come from, and in the inner city of Baltimore, that it's out in them streets and out in those play lots, man. It's challenging, and people could be really cruel, growing up in that type of atmosphere. But I think my mind, in terms of believing in myself, it goes back to from once I got shot. After I got shot at the age of 5, it just that I didn't give a damn attitude. I didn't care about what people said or what people believed. I just have that belief that, whatever I want to do, I should be able to do it. And I just carried that mindset regardless of whatever type of sport that I played. Because wrestling was one of my main sports, because that was one of the, the things that wasn't really, looked upon as you didn't need height, you didn't need any type of size. It was all about muscles and strength and skills, and I had all of that. And when I was doing that wrestling, but my passion, my heart was in the game of basketball. Proving them people that I can play this thing. And in high school, had been around some of the talented players like myself and Reggie Williams and David Wingate growing up. I believe that I can play this game. And every opponent that I went up against, and my mindset was, if I played against the best and if I had success against the best, then I must be included with the best. And that was just something that I took on the floor every time I stepped on the basketball court.
I mean, you did it. Now, a lot of people don't know about this. Like, so what you just mentioned it. Like, you got shot when you were 5 years old. How the fuck did that happen?
Well, being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Growing up, and like I said, in Baltimore, it was everything in the summertime. Things are going on, and outside of my window, a fight took place, and I went outside to be nosy. And my mom and them didn't know I snuck outside, but my brother and my sister was already out there. And but I wanted to get out there and see what was going on. And once I realized that the guy that broke Old Chester's window, Old Chester then decided to run in his shed and grab his double barrel shotgun and just start shooting. All the kids scattered around, but unfortunately, I was the one that got hit.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was a lesson learned.
I'm sure, man. All right, so when you were playing at Wake Forest, you guys had a crew, and the ACC and the Big East. I mean, for me, like that's where it was. You were a fucking pain in the ass out there. Like, dudes couldn't bring the ball up the court, and you would push the ball, and the speed, and just like, I mean, you were a whirling dervish out there. Who were the other players when you played at Wake Forest that you looked forward to playing against at the college level, or that you gave the hardest time, and who were the players that gave you the hardest time?
Well, ACC was thick back then.
Uh-huh.
We had Kenny Smith at Carolina. We had Spud Webb and those boys over at NC State, Ernie Mines. Then you go down to Clemson. You had Vince Hamilton. You go to Maryland, Lynn Bias, Chief Gatlin, and go up to Georgia Tech, Mark Price. You go down to Duke, Tommy Amica, Johnny Dawkins. I mean, it was thick. It was thick. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to go to Wake Forest, because I knew that I had to put myself in that type of competition with night in and night out, that you was going to have to, play against the best in the country. And playing against the Carolinas, the Dean Smith and those guys, Kenny coming from New York, having that swag and having that, that type of, playground type of play.
Mm-hmm.
You knew that you had to come with it, and I knew that if I can be successful here in the ACC, then things going to be looking really good for me going forward. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to go to Wake.
And now, so Kenny Smith and those down at North Carolina, I mean, and Duke, these places were like, like historically crazy places to play. When you played ACC, what was the place that had the craziest crowds back then?
I mean, the atmosphere, as you still see today, Duke with 7,000 fans screaming right on top of you, and keeping, at this time, my sophomore year, unfortunately for me, I had a death threat put on me.
Damn.
And when I was about to go play Duke, and I guess a lot of things was going on at the time. A lot of negative, crazy folks was happening, sending some threatening messages to Wake Forest campus, and I was getting a lot of attention at the time. So they decided to, to put my name, attach my name to the article, and then the guy decided to say that if I played in that Duke game, that the next morning they will find me laid up in the gutter.
Jesus
dead
Christ!
with a bullet in my head.
And this is just like crazy fans.
Yeah, it was a crazy fan. It was an old man that had some mental issues, and but mainly it was, he was sending death threats to the university for quite some time. But like I said, I was getting a lot of publicity at the time, so he decided to attach my name to his threat. But Coach came to me and asked me, this is what's going on. Do you want to play? I understand the circumstance and the situation. I said, Coach, man, I'm from Baltimore, man. I done been shot up. Already. So, this is my heart. If there's anything gonna happen, I'd rather for it happen on the basketball court.
And you wound up playing?
I wound up playing. Had a great game. Got to play of the game. We wound up beating Duke that day, which was, which they were the favorite at that time. But we wound up beating them. And I got to play the game, so it was a great way to finish it off.
Now, a lot of people, the legend of Len Bias. I had the pleasure of seeing him, just because my age in college, and at Maryland, and this is with Jordan and Len, and there was so much damn talent, and there was college basketball, and I think even NBA, because there wasn't the access that we have today. You had to,
right.
You made a choice. I'm going to watch, Maryland play. I'm going to watch North Carolina play. I'm going to watch whoever play, the Knicks play, the Sixers. There was no replay. You watched the games and you watched it closely because you didn't know if you were ever going to see the highlights of the game. How good was Len Bias when you look back at his career? Obviously he never played a pro game. How good of a basketball player do you think he would have wound up being?
Oh, Lenny was unbelievable. I mean, you talk about the best way I can give a comparison is that, we see the MJs today, Michael Jordan back when he was playing, and, Lenny was just 2 inches taller than Mike, 6'8", same type of body, and not saying that he would have been a Michael Jordan, but he would have been close to it because he could score the basketball at will. He had a jump shot. He had a post game. He could put the ball on the floor. And Boston, I mean, they understood that, with Larry being able to be on his way out of the league, that this was the guy that can carry on that torch. And but unfortunately, he wasn't able to see it through because with him and then Reggie Lewis was coming right behind him, who would become that star of that franchise. I mean, they would have been. They wouldn't have missed a beat. They would have been left off to where they were in the 80s.
When did you realize you were going to get drafted in the NBA? Like, how did that work back then? Like, when did you realize, I'm about to play in the NBA? Like, I'm about to be drafted. And like, what do you remember about that time?
Well, I think I always believed I was going to do it, but I think the true time when I knew it was going to happen is right after the Olympics, the World Games that I was able to represent in '86. In my junior year, that was the year that I was able to go up there and be part of that goodwill, that USA FIBA game.
And who was on that team with you?
It was myself, Kenny Smith, David Robinson, Dirk McKee, Sean Elliott, Tommy Amica, Brian Shaw.
Damn.
We had Charles Smith. We had Ronnie Cycli, Armin Gilliam. Yeah, and the coach was Lou Olson from Arizona. He was the coach at the time. It was, that was a time where, we had to go up to Colorado. They invited the top 50 top players in college to come and represent, to try out, I should say. And, I was able to go up there and I made the cut. And not only made the cut, but I was able to be one of the starters to bring home that gold medal.
Yo, Muggsy, that is fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
I don't think people, like, if they didn't get to see you play, like, you were a one of a kind, man. You were playing and busting the biggest, everybody's ass. Like, you were out there busting people's ass, man. Your career is fucking crazy, man.
Well, I appreciate that. And then not only that, Mike, that was the last time the collegiate team that they sent over to represent the U.S. to win the gold medal. Because after that, we lost in '88 with the gold, and then they sent the Dream Team in '92.
When you guys were playing over there, as all college players, you're playing against Arvydas Sabonis, Oscar Schmidt, Drazen Petrovic. These guys are grown men, right? Like, they're older than you, and like they're almost like a team ready to play you guys, and you guys have a short period of time. That's correct?
That is correct. And the thing about it was that, you just mentioned that all the top European players that was during that time, the Sabonis, the Drazen Petrovic, the Oscar Smith, you had the Drazen Oscar from Brazil, yeah. Those guys those was professionals at the time. And we were just collegiate basketball players that went over to, represent our country. And it was a little war going on at the time in '86. So it was a little scary time for us when we went over there. But we was fortunate enough to win it all. We got a good experience. I mean, again, it set off a lot of us, pretty much in that draft. It allowed us to, pretty much, start our career. Because in that '87 draft, I mean, all of us that was on that team got drafted except for Tommy Amica. Wow,
that's crazy, man. So you made it to the NBA. You got drafted by they were the Bullets at the time, the Washington Bullets. Now they're the Wizards. Do you still call them the Bullets? Like, does your instinct still go to call them the Bullets?
At times it does. At times, because that's where you grew up. And the Bullets, we had the Baltimore Bullets, the Washington Bullets, and then now that Wizards, it kind of throw you off. But you stay up with the times.
Who are your favorite players? Because, like I said, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, like, you're one of a kind, and it's not like you're like some 6'9" dude to be like, yo, I'm gonna be like, Wes Unseld, or I'm gonna be like this one or that one. Who did you sort of look up to as basketball players? Like, who are the guys that you loved watching when you were a kid, high school, and even in your college career? Like, who are the guys that you look up to? Because your game, it was all into itself because of your size.
And that is true. And it was hard to find anyone that kind of fit my criteria because no one was out there. At the time, in the NBA, you had Charlie Chris and Marty Towell. They were small. Mm-hmm. You had Tiny Archibald.
Tiny 6 feet, though. He shouldn't be tiny.
Tiny was, that's what I'm saying. Tiny was 6'1".
Yeah, so Tiny isn't fucking tiny. I don't know what the hell, who gave him that nickname. Tiny's not tiny.
Yeah. So, but I had a guy in my neighborhood. He would have been the first, but if he'd have decided to go to Georgia as opposed to Virginia State, if he'd have went to Georgia when Dominique was there, because his name was Dwayne Wood. He was 5'5", and Cole was one of the baddest little guys I've ever seen, and that's how I kind of got my style.
I got you.
Basically on him, how to let guys go in front of you and steal the ball behind them. Those little tactics that you use, how to run your team. So those little things that kind of paid off for me in terms of learning those little tricks from. But once you learn a little stuff, but it came natural for me.
I got you.
Just playing this game, yeah. But the answer to your question was my idols was growing up was kind of like him, in my neighborhood because I had nobody to really relate to.
I got you. I have to imagine. I always look at the mentality, like the mentality of little dudes. And I always say this, whether it's Nate Robinson, Allen Iverson, Charlie Chris, Spud Webb, I always imagine that you guys, the smaller guys that are playing with the fucking big guys, whether it's football, baseball, but particularly in the NBA, you guys are the toughest motherfuckers on the team. Like, you're the guys that like you have to be like the toughest dudes. Like, you don't take no shit. Like, you can't be like under 6 feet playing the NBA and take any shit. Like, Nate Robinson, I imagine, would kick most motherfuckers' ass in the NBA just because you've overcome so much playing ball in the streets, like just the way you came up.
Well, you got to have that mentality knowing that you're just as big as, as anyone on the floor, no matter how your size, they say you may be 5'3", but you play like you're 7'2". And that's the respect that you get from the guys that's out there. And, and growing up in my era, everybody, it was big guards. Everybody wanted big guards. But, we had we just have a means to where I felt like this game has so much to offer to where the way it's able to be played, and in that position, if you understood it,
mm-hmm.
You can play it at the highest level that the game is being, as you want it. And I felt no different, and that's why. And as a small guard, you got to be able to change the game. You can't just play the game like a big guard.
So when you were in the league, your first NBA game, do you remember the first time you stepped on an NBA floor and like what that experience was like, and like who were you playing against, and was there that welcome to the NBA moment, or were you like, after all the playing, high school, college, to actually reach that dream? Do you remember that moment, like where you're actually on the NBA floor and what that was to you?
Absolutely. And in the first game, they in the MCI Center now, which we played in the Capitol Center back in Baltimore. Back in Landover, Upper Marlboro. And my very first game was against the Lakers, was against Magic.
Damn.
They was making the big thing about, Magic and 6'9", the 5'3", Muggsy Bogues. And so that was, you get the butterflies and, because Magic was, something that you look up to as you got a little older. You saw a guy playing at your position, and then okay, well, cool. This could be interesting. A guy playing your position at this height, and out there maneuver, doing the things that you do. He looking over top, but you more or less looking through and around. So it became something that I start to kind of get excited about the day that we played against him, and then. Once we got on the court, they about to throw the ball up. He looked at me. We looked at each other, gave each other a little dap. Of course, the little chuckle came in because that was the first time he ever saw me, as a person. But put that ball on the floor the first 2 times, he didn't realize it was gone.
You robbed him?
Yeah. I got him the first 2. Then he had Bobbin bring it up the next time and went straight to the post.
That's crazy, man. So you were checking your first game in the NBA, you're guarding Magic Johnson.
Yeah. It was Magic playing Magic Johnson.
Holy shit, man. And so when I understand, like, on the perimeter, because you're using your speed, especially against the mismatch is so apparent. Like you said, he's looking over you, you're trying to go low. What do you do when he gets you in the post? You're 5'3". This dude is over a foot taller than you. It's the NBA back then. Like, how do you even try to defend that?
Well, if you knew a little bit, I was a little strong back then, too.
Right.
So I was low to that ground. And my thing was, I know how to put that forearm in your back.
Yes.
And make you work. And my understanding was that, I already knew a lot of guys didn't know how to play with their back towards the basket. Mm-hmm. A lot of guards, anyway. But Magic was one of them who did.
Mm-hmm.
But his main thing was that he want to pass out of it. He don't want to score out the post. So he wants the double team to come down so he can make and create that pass. So I said, if he score, he score. Give him the 2. It's 2 is 2. But what we don't do, create that other opportunity where you're getting everybody off, getting the crowd all excited and this and that, So, but I hold my own. Trust me. So let me know. Let me do what I do, and then so that's how we did that. But it was always look easy. It always looked easier than it was. When guys would want to try to post me up.
And who were some of the other dudes that you would match up? Like, who were the guys that you remember? And you could brag, Muggs. You could talk shit. Listen, it's the Iron Rapaport Stereo Podcast. You have the right to talk shit. Who are the guys that you gave the most havoc to? And who are the guys that, you had the most problems with guarding? Like, and also, if you can, and this is another question, explain could you, because you just mentioned about when Magic had you in the post, you could put your forearm in his back, and that's with the hand checking and everything. Do you think, the game is so different now. Do you think you would be able to play with the way they're calling the games now and the defense? You're so vulnerable. Like the offense has they have all the cards in their hand. Do you think you'd be able to play defense? Because I know you'd be able to get off offensively, but do you think you'd be able to defend in this day and age because they call every single tic-tac foul?
Without a doubt, because one thing about how I play was that, I could be aggressive without even really, touching you.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm right there, I'm right around that basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I always teach my guys nose on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no looking at no waist and all this stuff. There's nose on the ball.
And what do you mean by that?
Meaning by when your nose is on defensively. If my nose is on the ball, that means I'm right there connected to you and your body, to where the ball is waist high, because that's the defensive position that I'm in. And my thing is that once that ball starts to travel to go down as you dribble the basketball, and that's where I got a lot of my skills, because when the ball starts to go down, you can't stop it from coming back up.
Mm.
And then, as they dribble that ball down, calling their plays and the point guard, so forth, as that ball going down, that's when I'm shooting the gap.
Got you.
And by the time that ball hit the floor, I'm already I done already did what I did.
No, so you played in such a crazy era. Tim Hardaway, Isaiah Thomas, Magic, Clyde Drexler, John Stockton. These guys, you're in your prime. These guys are in their primes. So who do you remember? Like, I'm going to ask you, John Stockton, what was he like going and matching up against? Because that was a tough motherfucker. He could play. He seemed like he played dirty. He didn't give a shit who was in front of him. What do you remember playing about Stockton?
Well, John Stockton, he and I, from 90 to 94, we was neck and neck the top two assists in the NBA. But he was just one of those fundamental, deceptional, quick little white guys that people just didn't understand how talented he was. He was so smart. He was so sharp in terms of how to create separation and then how to make your guys around you better.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the qualities that you want in your point guard. Having that understanding how to understand a certain situation and how to continue to, make guys around you better. The 1-2 punch, him and Karl Malone was, they were the best at it. And did it for a long period of time, at a high performance too, for a long period of time. But again, he was one of the dirtiest players out there. Always. And that's one thing about Karl Malone. I remember my very first year, they told me, they said, Muggs, watch Karl Malone because he liked to set dirty screens against Karl Malone. Against Stockton. So I come down, boy, he got a good one on me. I said, Karl, man, you better watch that. Fuck you, little motherfucker. I said, okay. So next time I came around, I had my elbows out. Have my elbows out, I'm down low, and I'm coming through. So next time he's coming through to set the screen, I'm coming through the screen with my elbows, caught him right in the nuts. That motherfucker went down. He kept, I said, motherfucker, what you say? Hey, what you say? I better look out. Your ass better look out. You set a blind screen, I'm coming in with my elbow. And those are the,
I love it.
Yeah. But that's the respect that I got. That's one thing. Ain't nobody talk to trash. The Gary Paytons and none of them. They weren't talking to trash like that to me. They talking to all the other cats. But we had some battles, though. We had some hell of a battles.
What about Isaiah Thomas? Of course, Detroit Piston Isaiah Thomas. He's not much taller than you. He's a badass. You're a badass. What do you remember about playing against Zeke?
Yeah, Zeke was a bad boy. Zeke was one thing about Zeke, it stands out because he always told the referee, because when he jumped, I had little tricks to my little game when I played. Once you leave your feet, I touch a cat knee, touch a nigga leg, and when you leave your feet, you go shoot your shot. And a nigga touching your leg, you thinking about coming down. You ain't so focusing on shooting that shot all the time. And I used to get Zeke on that I used to get him on that all the time. Every time he go for his little shot, just him on his little knee, and he used to be back. He go to tell the ref, you guys gotta watch, man. He's hitting me on my knee, you gotta watch. No, watching up top, watch down low.
That's funny.
I say, yeah, boy. You got a little thing you got to do to get by, man, because that was brutal back in our days. Shit, Buck Williams gave me my first stitches when I came in that league.
He was. What was Buck like? Because I never think I've ever seen him smile. I watched him play in New Jersey, Portland. That was a mean dude, right?
Man, he was mean on the court, but he was a nice guy. But Buck had that. He was, during that time, every team had some sort of an enforcer. They want to call themselves on the team. They the enforcer. And Buck just played rugged. Right. Elbows thrown everywhere. And, and the first thing Big Moses told me, little fella, don't be fucking around in the paint. Don't be fucking around in the paint with the big boys. You get fucked up down there.
Moses Malone told you that?
Yeah. That was my mentor when I first came. Him, he brought me. When I came in the league, that was my guy there. Moses was my man. He the one that kind of gave me the insight on what the league was about and what to look out for, how to maintain on and off the court. So that was my cat, him and Manu.
That's so dope, man.
Yeah. They was my guys. That's why I was able to last those 14 years, man. Would have been 17 years if my mama wouldn't have passed away, because I had 3 years left on my contract. But that's what the youngers need. They need that insight. They need that veteran guy that give them that understanding. How to keep moving forward. How to keep bettering yourself. Because I tell you, man, it's tough. It's tough out there when you ain't got that type of support when you're young.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine. And like having those with like Moses, man, through the ABA and coming out in high school, man, that is so dope, man. Well, what about Michael Jordan? You played against Michael Jordan in his prime, like you guys' career. Like I think he might have come into the league a couple of years before you. First of all, when was the first time you played against him? Was it at college? Was it at 5-star basketball camp? Like when was it?
Well, first time I played against MJ was in college.
Okay.
Was in college.
And you're older than him, right?
No, he's older than me.
He's older than you.
Yeah, he's older than me.
At that time in college, was he special? Was he just a good player? Like, did you ever imagine that he would turn out to be what he turned out to be?
Well, you could see it. You could see he had flash. You didn't know he was going to turn out to be the MJ that he is, but you could see that he had flair. Had that type of swag to his game. Because seeing him hitting that jump shot as his freshman year, and then by me, when I got there my freshman year, he was that was his last year because he left after that.
Mm-hmm.
And but him and Kenny Smith was in the backcourt. That was Kenny and Mike. You could see that type of he could be something, but you didn't think he would turn out to be what he is, what he turned out to be in the NBA. But you can see he had a flair to him, though.
And what was he like when you guys got in the NBA? Like, what was playing against Michael Jordan? You guys are both young. You're in your prime. What was that like? If 20 years from now, 40 years from now, your grandkids say, what was that like? What do you tell them?
Oh, playing against Michael Jordan in college was, first, you have to say that, the athleticism that he had. I mean, the kid could fly. You never see nobody hang in the air as long as he did the way he did and had that flair. But the guy that became the Michael Jordan of the NBA, it was breathtaking. It was must see every time he stepped on the floor. M he had that type of presence where it was like, man, you ain't no way you're gonna miss what he about to do, because if you get out your seat, then somebody like, man, you can't believe what you just saw. That's the type of impression and the type of impact he had on the game and he had on the fans back then, because, you got a 6'6" skinny kid that fly in the air and hanging in the air and out there with a little swag to him. That was exciting.
All right, now, Muggs, before I let you go, I gotta ask you about Space Jam. You were part of the villainous Monstars team. How much fun did you guys have in making that movie, and what do you remember about that? I mean, that movie, like, it completely lasts the test of time, and I'm sure your kids and your grandkids, everybody gets a kick out of Space Jam. So how much fun did you guys have making that movie, and what do you remember about the filming of that?
Man, so much fun. Oh, my gosh. We had a blast on that thing. Out there for 2 weeks. I mean, it was amazing. Not on the set, working with, of course, with Patrick and Sean and Michael and LJ, being in the trailers, doing our thing, playing cards, laughing. LJ, I remember we had to go, we had a scene that morning, and LJ was supposed to, he wanted to get a haircut. And he was looking for, someone kind of give him a little, trim him up. He had a little fade thing going back then. And
he had his waves going. He had his little waves too.
Yeah, with a little part in the middle, with the gold. So one of the guys on the set, like, I could cut you, I could give you a cut. And I'm like, man, you sure you can? Like, yeah, man, I'll get same just like it is. I'll tighten it up, just kind of make it sharp, I said, all right. Man, he gave L a bowl cut. He cut the tape it on the side and had it looked like a bowl, a little mushroom. Man,
that's
I went
funny.
crazy. L went off. Man, we could not shoot that whole morning. I ain't shooting this shit on this like that. We had to wait for the guy, new bosses to come in and tighten the L back up.
You and LJ are still friends, man. When I met you, I saw you at the Garden with Larry Johnson. I swear, you guys should do a TV show or something, because you guys look like, you could tell you guys have a history together, and you guys look like you have a good time with each other.
Oh, that's my man there. Oh, to this day, that's still my cat, man. He represents everything I do. He came down. I had for my fundraiser. He came down for me and took part of it. And my guys, man, I just had one with Zoe. Zoe just came in and looked out for me at a fundraiser for my foundation last week. He came in and looked out. So, my guys, man, that's the relationship, the bond that we're able to, to build throughout. Even at up, Oak Tree, Oak Tree played with each other out in Toronto. So, from Oak to the Vince Carters to the T-Max, and my guys, Charles Smith. I had a little short stay in New York when I came up there, and because me and Stocky played in Golden State together. Yeah.
What is your foundation, Muggs?
My foundation is Always Believe. You can go always-believe.org and check it out. I have a scholarship program, after-school program for my kids that we have. Last 3 years, I had over 140 kids come through my program. But this year, I decided to kind of change it a little bit, where I took 10 kids to where we're going to follow them from their sophomore to their senior year. And after their senior year, each and every one of them will have a scholarship to go towards their education.
That's dope, man.
Yeah.
All right, Muggs, listen, I appreciate the time. I would love for you to come back. There's so much more I could talk to about, like the NBA today. And like I said, man, you're one of a kind, man. You are one of a kind, and I have so much respect for what you did. And, it was just such a pleasure and an honor for you to come on the podcast, man.
Appreciate you, big fella. It's always good talking to you, man. Keep doing your thing, big fella. Keep doing it.
Hey, if there's anything I could ever do for you, Muggs, you let me know. I'll come down there and talk to the kids and whatever, man. But I appreciate you coming on here, Muggs, and stay in touch with me, and I'll stay in touch with you, Muggs.
Okay, we'll do, man.
All right, cool, man.
Okay.
Peace, Muggs.
My man.
The beautiful audacity of Muggsy Bogues. Why the fuck isn't Muggsy Bogues giving daily TED Talks? Why is he not on the list of speakers at your motivational seminars? Why is Muggsy Bogues not the next Tony Robbins or Wayne Dyer or that whacked out new age mullet having bleach tooth weirdo Joel Osteen? I would listen to anything Muggsy Bogues has to say forever. Why? Because he's 5'3" and he played almost 15 years in the NBA amongst the Giants. Of course you're going to listen to Tony Robbins. He's 8 feet tall with baseball glove hands and a head that looks like it was made on Halloween. You're scared not to listen to him. When he points at you, you shit yourself, then cry quickly. But I want to hear what Muggsy Bogues has to say. Do you have any idea what kind of mindset someone like that has to have? This is someone who at 5'3" looked in the mirror his whole life and saw himself as a beast. I can only imagine the conversations he was having in grade school as a kid when they tried to lock him into typical short status roles.
Tyrone, we're going to have you playing a member of the Lollipop Guild for the Wizard of Oz on Friday. Isn't that great?
Nah, I'm playing the lion.
Oh, we don't have a lion suit for you.
Yeah, I don't need a suit. I'm actually a motherfucking lion.
We don't need to curse, Tyrone.
Just call me Muggsy.
Okay, well, the Lollipop Guild players are a fun role, Muggsy.
I don't know what the fuck you're saying right now. I'm playing the lion, and afterwards I might eat a lollipop if I'm hungry.
Okay, well, we also have the role of Toto open.
What the fuck did you say?
In our version, Toto has lines.
In my version, I eat dogs. I'm the lion, or I'm gonna burn the play down.
Someone's gonna get detention if they keep up this attitude.
All good. I love detention. It's where I do my push-ups and my box jumps and daydream about playing pro basketball.
You want me to notify your parents, young man?
Go ahead. They know I'm a lion. They tell me every day you're a lion and a beast.
I don't understand.
Psst, I figured you wouldn't. Now, when are rehearsals? I'm gonna go work on my roar. I met Muggsy Bogues at a Knicks game in 2015. I introduced myself to him and I said these exact words. Yo, Muggsy, I know you are a motherfucker. You are a bad motherfucker, because what you did in the league, my man, is no joke. And when I was next to him, I could feel the man's presence. And even though I had more than 50 pounds and about a foot in height on him, I guarantee you Muggsy Bogues could whoop my ass. He was giving off some sort of Luke Cage meets Shaft type of vibe. Like if I said the wrong thing, he would whip around and punch me in the thigh and fuck my whole body up. Seriously, Muggsy Bogues needs to be on a mental toughness speaking tour that lets you know with the right amount of fuck what you heard, you can't tell me shit attitude, you could be anything you want. Muggsy Bogues is on some Bobby Fischer, Steve Jobs, Richard Branson, let's go to Mars for a picnic on a Thursday type of shit. I mean, do you realize what kind of forward-thinking imagination and true blue fuck the world don't ask me for shit mentality you have to be 5'3", 135, and named Tyrone to play in the NBA? Muggsy didn't just defy logic, he defied physics. Give Muggsy a microphone and a speaking tour schedule and let me know where he's going to be because I want to hear everything he has to say. Who the hell knows what I'll do after listening to motivational Muggsy for an hour? I might run right the fuck out of the place from LA to New York because I think I can and I know I can. I might train only underhanded set shots in my driveway and try out for the NBA next year. Who the fuck knows what I'll do? And why the fuck isn't that actor from Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage, not talking about Muggsy Bogues in all of his interviews? They're like 2 inches apart in size and both killing it in their fields. One is slaying giants on a TV show and the other one slayed them in real life. Now, a lot of people say that Michael Jordan should replace Jerry West as the NBA logo. Fuck that. It should be Muggsy Bogues. Put Muggsy Bogues on the shirt, and I don't care if it's a life-size iron-on. He deserves it. Tyrone Muggsy Bogues needs to be sharing his secrets with the world so Tony Robbins can quit bullying everyone to be motivated. Muggsy's thoughts should be recorded and studied for future generations so people who are told that they don't have a shot can listen to him and then conquer their fears. There's racism, there's sexism, there's classism in this country, but Muggsy Bogues overcame itty-bittyism to become what I think is one of the greatest minds in professional sports history. All right, I want to thank Muggsy Bogues for rocking me on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Coming up next, the champ. The champ is here. The headliner from Rough and Rowdy 2, Sean Latham, is rocking with us on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Stay tuned. All right, this Friday, February 16th, there's one event that I'm looking forward to, Rough and Rowdy, presented by Barstool Sports. This is 40 very amateur boxing matches starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern and will stream for 4 hours from West Virginia. Well worth the price of admission. Remember the thrill you got from a fight back when you were a kid. Take that, put it in front of thousands of rednecks thirsty for blood, and lace up the gloves for the most unique production that you'll ever see on the screen. All commentated by El Prez, Dave Portnoy. In the main event, and I have a lot at stake for this, and I think, Dean, you'll have a lot to say about this too. In the main event, hailing from Barstool's heartland, the $20 chef himself, Sean Latham, is looking to make a name for himself by taking on one of New York's Barstool guys, Handjob Smitty.
Oh.
Handjob Smitty
I know that fucking
is fighting my guy, Chef Sean Latham. Now, I'm going to be honest. If you follow my Twitter, you know we've talked about Smitty on this podcast. We talked about Smitty on the Fantasy Football Follies. I want Sean Latham to knock this fucking guy out. And it's going to happen on Friday night, plus 40 other fights, okay? I know what you're thinking. Times are tough and you don't know if you could afford it. But the usual $99 that you spend for a boxing pay-per-view isn't what this is all about. We got you covered. Rough and Rowdy 2 is available for only $9.99. It's 1/10 the price of some of the biggest fights in the world, but 10 times more exciting. You do not want to miss this. Trust me, Rough and Rowdy 2, you do not want to miss this. It's only $9.99, but order soon because the day of price will be $15.99. All this is on Barstool Sports, Rough and Rowdy 2, Friday, February 16th. This is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. We'll be right back. All right, as promised, the headliner of the main event, Rough and Rowdy 2, Sean Latham, is with me on the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. How you doing, Sean?
I'm just here. I just got back home, just about to crash out, get up early, get another workout in, like cardio.
All right, let me ask you a question. First of all, how did you wind up getting involved with this Rough and Rowdy fight? Because it's one thing to be like, oh, yeah. It's one thing to even have a fight impromptu, but to actually be like, yo, I'm going to box you in an event in front of people with the adrenaline and the craziness and all the Barstool hype. How the fuck did you wind up getting involved with this fight against Handjob Smitty?
Okay, so right when Barstool bought Rough and Rowdy, I think Dave was at our office. He was at the Heartland office in Indianapolis. So then he had said something about fighting, and I was like, dude, I'll fight in one of those. You know, like I've been training for like a year, you know, for the most part, more jiu-jitsu than boxing, but a lot of boxing.
But just for your own personal stuff.
Yeah, well, because I was headlining a comedy club here in Indy for a weekend at Morty's, and Chris Lytle came out. And I've watched Lytle fight a shitload. I love that guy. Uh-huh. And I'm a huge fan. So when he was there, I was flattered that he even showed up, that he came out, and then I ended up talking about him on stage, and then we drank afterwards, started drinking. We're getting hammered, and he was like, listen, all the pros train in the morning. Like, you're going to be a fucking fish out of water, but if you really want to start learning how to train and get in there and just put some real work in, you know, it's wide open to you. I would love for you to come in. I've been a fucking 80s karate movies are my shit. Van Damme movies, you know, Lionheart, fucking, Blood In, Blood Out, Bloodsport.
All the Steven Seagal, Chuck Norris, all that shit.
Yeah, all that shit. You know, fucking Bruce Lee, Enter the Dragon. So, as a kid, all I wanted to do was be a fucking ninja. But then, you know, you get your life starts playing out. Next thing you know, you're 38. It just never happened. So I was flattered. So I started going all the time. Now, I wouldn't have had the discipline to keep going. But when Chris Lytle's texting you, what time are you going to be there tomorrow morning? then you show up. What am I going to do? Am I going to blow off a legend?
Right.
And, this is what I've always wanted to do anyways. So I kept going. And then I just really started getting into there's a lot of pain in it, but I don't have any discipline in my life for the last 20 years. So I've been living by myself since I was 17. So, just doing your own thing, there's no discipline, it's outside of showing up to your job that you have to have. So, that helped me a lot. And it made me if I was hungover, I'd still go in there and get my ass kicked. And it was just punishment for being a piece of shit, getting shit canned on a Tuesday.
And so before the Rough and Rowdy fight, so you've been working out, you've been training, have you been sparring? Before you're even training for Rough and Rowdy?
Yeah, I was getting my ass beat at that gym a lot. And sparring is it's a big mental fuck, because until you start sparring, the only time anybody thinks about fighting is when they're emotionally unstable and somebody pisses them off, right? So you only fight with sheer anger and that's why everybody's just flailing arms on internet videos, because it's all emotional, and you're just reacting out of anger or whatever. So when I start fighting these dudes and sparring, in the gym, but there is no, we don't have a problem here. There isn't nothing. There's no emotions behind it. That's why I know I'm going to beat the fuck out of Smitty. It's not even.
Why?
Because this guy is so he's an emotional fucking roller coaster in that office every day.
See, I don't know him that much. I really know Smitty mostly from Twitter. And we've only come across each other 2 times, but I just don't like how he acts on Twitter. He acts like a fucking I think he's totally full of shit. And I'm not just saying that to say that. I think he's totally full of shit. And we've talked about this on my podcast, and I talked about it on Barstool. But I just think he's totally full of shit. I don't even know what the fuck he does at Barstool. I don't know what his thing is. So when I found out, first way I saw it is I saw you and McAfee hitting the bag, and then you guys said, "Oh, for Rough and Rowdy 2, this is early. You're fighting Smitty." I was like, I fuck with Sean Latham. I fuck with the $20 chef. I'm in his fucking corner.
Which, by the way, huge fucking lift for me. Big fan of your shit, bro. And obviously we both work for Barstool, and I always watch your video you put out. I think it was maybe max 2 weeks ago, when you were just listen, nobody's safe. I love that saying so much, because people they think there's supposed to be rules when they start trying to troll.
Oh yeah, fuck that shit. They want to talk shit, and then they get mad when you talk about their kids and their dogs and their wives and their avatar picture. I don't know you. You could look me up and find. Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, but this is about you, Sean. So go ahead. So first of all, I've never met you. How big are you?
I was when I was agreeing to this, I was about 238 roughly, because I'm drinking my ass off, eating like an asshole. But I'm 6'2", 220 right now.
How big is Smitty?
Smitty's 6'1" or 6'2", 215, I believe.
Okay. So it's a fair size matchup.
Yes. Now he has less fatter on his stomach, but I've dropped about 20 pounds. So anyways, Dave had randomly said if anybody would fight, and 5 of us in the office happened to speak up. We're like, yeah, we'll fight in that,
Oh,
and then at the end of Rough and Rowdy 1, at the very end, Prez was just talking about the fights. He goes, don't forget Rough and Rowdy 2. We think we got the $20 chef ready to go. He just threw it out there. So then I got a bunch of tweets, oh shit, you're going to fight Rough and Rowdy 2. So I was like, well, I volunteered. It's fucking go time. Let's do it,
And then how did it wind up being Smitty?
Well, they didn't know who was going to fight at first, but I'm assuming they just sized us up accordingly, because his size, my size, weight and height roughly. Before this, I've hung out with Smitty a few times. He's been he's been a cool dude to me. This isn't personal. I don't like a lot of the things being said, but I'm also putting in the fact that he's just going off because we're about to fight.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing. If you agree to fight me and there's $10,000 on the line, I don't care that you're a nice guy or that I don't have a real problem with you. I'm beating your ass, because on the other side of it is $10,000. And
it has the agitation that has stirred up in the last few days. Has it fueled you? Because you just said, when you're fighting, and as you know this, and anybody who's a fan of sports knows that you can't be emotional. Are you confident that you won't be emotional when you actually get in the ring Friday, February 16th for Rough and Rowdy 2?
Yes. You know what? For instance, I've been sparring a lot. I've been getting. I mean, I was getting fucked up these last few weeks by some guys that I have. You know, they were going pretty hard on me, busting my shit up. My nose, man, I'm just coming back to normal right now. And I just know that I've sparred enough to know how to be I can be in the pocket comfortably.
I got you. I got you. I understand.
And I'm not going to be emotional, and my adrenaline's not going to be fucking peaking my muscles, and I'm going to be breathing correctly. He's going to be fucking barely knowing how to breathe. He's going to be all adrenalined out. He's going to be fucking gassed the first round. I don't give a shit if he looks like he played college football and I look
the
like
college football. He's from the Poconos College Football Division III. So what? He's got good genetics. He doesn't eat. He probably eats salads every fucking day. Fuck the fucking football from what college football? What college did he play football for?
But that was his claim to fame. You know, that's why he wears those red pants all the time, because there's college football pants.
But what college, though, Sean? What college did he play football for?
I have no fucking clue.
Come on, man. If you didn't play for Ohio State or a legitimate college, you might be able to talk that shit in the barstool offices. But in the real world, nobody gives a fuck that you played Division IX college football. No one cares.
Yeah, and that's why I don't give a fuck. Like, I was like, all right, I'll fight him. Like, I've been fucking sparring with this dude that's like 6'9", 300-pound lineman from Louisville for 3 years, starting O-line.
So you feel confident now?
Yeah, no, I feel confident. I'm more confident because I've been working my ass off like for the last 6 weeks hard as balls, 2 times a day, Monday to Friday, and then sometimes we throw in a mid-sesh on a Sunday or something. So my coaches are badass. Like, I got a real badass fighter coach. He's not he hasn't fought in UFC or anything, but he was working his way up till he hurt his shoulder.
Okay.
I went to one of his fights recently. I mean, he's a real great coach. He's been fighting for 8 years. I got some guys who know what they're, and we're in there, and they're just teaching me some things that are going to help me. But more importantly, he knows exactly how to train someone about to fight. They know about how your arms are going to get tired, chest, like keeping your arms up, getting gassed, working proper cardio, and he was a strength coach at Ohio State and Purdue. So he knows his shit, So you feel confident, you feel ready to go? Yeah, I'm really ready to go. I think that this dude's in over his head, but obviously he has to say and do whatever he has to say and do, leading up to the fight. But I mean, he's going to get fucked up. Like, I'm going to have this he's going to be gassed. I'm going to be in there just fucking, he has no idea how to counterpunch. He's going to be fighting emotionally. This guy, he is in 19 fights. Like, even right before the fight, what does he do? He gets in a fight with you. Like, okay, the Super Bowl's over. Dick Gates finally calmed down. You got 3 days to fucking rough and rowdy, which you're about to fight me, which you shouldn't be taking lightly.
Right.
Listen, against a real fighter, I'm like a third grader, okay? I'm not fighting Chris Lytle. I'm not even fighting professional fighters that are just up and coming.
You're fighting Handjob Smitty. You don't have to explain it. You're fighting a guy whose name is Handjob Smitty.
Yeah, and I just want to make it clear that if anybody's listening that might actually be a fighter that does this for a living, don't think that I can step into an octagon or a ring with you.
No,
I'm just saying on a competent level of playing field with no real fight experience outside of sparring, and some training in a fucking small gym in Indianapolis.
Now, if and when you knock this fuck out, now, my personal motto in life, Sean, I don't know if you're familiar with this. The great Michelle Obama, she said, when they go low, I go high. Or when they go low, we go high. Me personally, when they go low, I go lower. So if and when you knock this fuck out, are you going to talk shit after, or you can't predict how you'll be? You're just looking forward to running through them, and then you'll figure it out later. Because you know me, I'm the king of trash talk.
Yeah, you go hard on, and nobody's safe, and I know that. Now, personally, I don't know. Like, I guess it's not like we have super bad blood. Like, I don't like the way he went at you, like the way he was going hard. Like, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I don't know all the situation of all the shit that was going back and forth, but I definitely didn't like it, and it really fucking irked me. And then it also pissed me off that, like, dude, you've made it past the Super Bowl, blah blah blah, all these other dickgate. You got other websites fucking writing hit pieces over because of you're fucking taking a fucking stand over a blurry shower pic. Now I'm trying to focus on this fight. I want people to be watching it. And what do? You go and start another fight, an irrelevant battle that has nothing to do with the task at hand.
Right. He's not ready.
That got me going a little bit because I'm like, you're taking me lightly now, I feel like.
Well, you know what? Listen, I'm going to continue egging this fuck on, okay? I'm going to continue to fucking rattle the fucking cage. If I wasn't in Los Angeles covering the All-Star game, I would be in West Virginia. I'd walk you into that fucking ring, and I would be like Justin Bieber. Young Justin Bieber, when he walked in Floyd Mayweather, I'd even wear the bangs, the Justin Bieber bangs. That's how hyped I am about this, okay? So just know, Friday night, I'm going to be the edge of my fucking seat watching it at home on pay-per-view. I can't wait.
I'm pumped. You're in my corner. It fucking means a lot. Big fan of all the shit, just what you do right now, let alone what you've done. Dude's taking me lightly, and that's the only thing that really pissed me off. And I'm coming out hard, and I'm coming out relaxed and just ready to fuck him up. Like it's you can go now. You can get back to fighting all these other battles that you got going on. You don't have to worry about this one no more. And then I'm gonna fucking be booking my trip to Dominican Republic with my little fucking boo-boo.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes.
With that winning money.
Yes, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. Now let me ask you this. Is this true at one point in your life you were a prison guard or you worked in a prison?
Yeah, when I was 18, I got out of high school in Yuma, Arizona. I'm from Los Angeles, but from 15 years old to 25, I lived in Arizona. And then right before I turned, right before 19, and two of my friends were going to apply for, the Yuma County Sheriff's Office as a corrections officer in the county jail. So I was like, well, I ain't got shit really going on. I said, it's community college. I went, and then I happened to just fucking smoke everybody in the mile and a half, like day one tryout, and then I did well. The tests are just like basic high school information to start off. You don't have to, you don't need a fucking bachelor's degree to get a job there. And then I just I got the job, and then I worked there for like 2 years.
So what is that like?
Jail.
What was the craziest thing that you experienced while having this job?
You do get in some fights here and there. I only got in two. The second one was probably the crazier one. It was this crazy ass dude he was waiting trial, but he had life prison. Like he was going to jail for life. Just a lifetime gangster. I think he had killed somebody or something. The reason I love this story is because the dude had this tattoo in the middle of his face, right? Just like a fucking square between his eyes. And the dude was scary. He was a very quiet but very intimidating. So he was in my unit. You come in there. My shift starts at 6 a.m. I show up. I link up with the fucking night guy, and we do rounds to make sure nobody's dead in the unit. And then he informs me of any notes on anybody, if anybody fucked around or, there's any issues with any of the prisoners. And then we go by this guy, and me and that dude with the tattoo, we got along well. Like, we were cool. Like, I was there for the paycheck, and I was trying to be a highway patrol. This was the first step. Yeah, but then this other dude had getting arguments with him. And this is a unit where you can't even open the door yourself. You have to do a hand signal, and a guy from a box up that watches over the unit opens it, right? So the guy was on 15-minute suicide watch, which means every 15 minutes you got to go look in his unit and write down what he's doing. And then he can only have a blanket from like 10 at night to 6 in the morning because they don't want him to hang himself and shit. So during the day. So the guy was like, give me your blanket. And then this fucking prisoner was just like, nah, man, go fuck yourself. I don't like you. You've been a dick for weeks. So then the guy starts hot-heading him. And then the prisoner looks at him and goes, if you fucking open this door, I'm flying out of here and choking your bitch ass out until someone hits me in the head with a baton. This guy goes, we'll see. And he gives the signal to open the fucking door. And I'm looking like, don't open the fucking door. Like, I'll get the blanket later. Opens the door. This guy held his word. Just grabs this dude by the neck. Now this is only one thing, and this doesn't mean shit now, right? But at that time, it was a fucking shitload. Like, this guy I work with was getting choked out by this gangster ass murderer. And then, I got to get in there, pull him off. It was like just things like that happen every once in a while because it's county jail. Like, it's not federal.
Holy
These guys
shit.
haven't gone to court system yet.
I know it was a long time ago, and I know you're not glorifying it all. When this kind of thing is going on, if you could remember, are you like, what the fuck is going on? Or are you like just trying to like restrain them? Like, how did it end?
My adrenaline, was out of control. That was definitely, I was only 19 or 18 years old. I was fucking, this guy's getting choked out. And then, all that academy stuff you learn where you like choke holds and fucking wrist locks. And I was definitely overwhelmed. Luckily, I grabbed the dude and my adrenaline was going like crazy. I called for backup. As I'm fucking up, kneeing on his back, and I had a good size advantage on the guy. I probably only weighed 160, and I was 220 at the time. And, I'm handcuffing him. I actually handcuffed my leg underneath his fucking, when I was just trying to get him, the adrenaline rushing, fighting around. And then like 5 other officers come filing in there, then that guy, obviously he can't fucking, it doesn't matter to him. He wasn't going to get more time. He's already looking at life. It's just going to run concurrent.
Damn.
So, there was a few times where, where guys got a little unruly. But dude, for the most part, It was just chill. It was a bunch of dumb motherfuckers that were in jail for some dumb shit that just asked you questions like you're their attorney. Like, a lot of people are talking about that's a glorified babysitter job. I mean, at the end of the day, it is.
Right.
You're just making sure these dudes don't die on city watch or whatever. And they, you got to fucking give them their food and just make sure that they don't fuck with each other. Like there's different units. There's open units where the low level offenders are in there. They would never fight each other because that'll just quadruple what they're in there for as it is.
Right.
Because it's county, But I got fired right before I turned 21. I was about to go to highway patrol. I got accepted to for Arizona Department of DPS, Department of Public Safety or whatever. I forgot it's Arizona Highway Patrol. And right before I left to go to the academy, I got a DUI coming over from Mexico because I was getting lit back then. Because Mexico was right like a 5-minute drive from where we went to high school. So we were going to bars from 16 all the way up to 21, no problem.
Right.
So that's where everything changed. I moved to Phoenix, got a job at Olive Garden. Next thing I got a job at the Improv like a year later. And then I started doing stand-up.
Oh, shit. Okay, cool. That's crazy. And you're the $20 chef, right? So when we finally meet, you'll cook me up something really fucking nice, really proper?
Dude, yeah, we could also film a fucking episode together. That would be fun
Done.
as shit, too.
Done. That's done. We'll do a full episode, and I will out-eat anybody on your previous episodes. I will stuff my face. You can make whatever you want. Don't try to like burn me with spices or anything like that. Make me whatever you want. I will stuff my face, double fist, whatever you put in front of me.
Dude, hey, that's great news. We'll fucking make some good as soon as this shit's over and I can relax on the diet and go back to cheating a lot more. Because I'm just trying to do as best I can for this fucking fight. Like you gotta take this shit serious. 100,000 people watching. I mean, that's more than possibly the Rumble in the fucking jungle.
Oh,
like this
shit.
is, if you put it in perspective, like I'm way out of line here. Both of us are on like there's so many other fighters that obviously they're not in the position of our job and our company, but guys who've been training, so I have to take this serious. This is a big fight. This is a big deal, to myself. I think it's a big deal for the company, and it's a big deal that they let me even do it, that they want me to, that I'm getting to do it. So I'm taking this shit as serious as possible. Pat's been in my corner. He's there every single second. I'm there working out. He's working out. Like he's just the most supportive dude in the world right now. And meanwhile, over there, Smitty's over there fucking trying, starting a war with the company. Like that's why I love, say what you want, but I would way rather have the support. Like I'm about being creative and there being a support. Like we don't have to, it's a different culture in our office.
Right.
Like I respect what's going on here, but New York, and I think it's fucking, they're pumping out some beautiful shit, but just the vibe is so different. It's so much more in each other's, throats. And obviously there's 80 people in a third of the building. We got this monster building with 13 of us, so it's not everybody on top of each other. So I guess we don't, you don't get that going at each other. Like that's why Smitty's fighting 19 people right now.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I hang up with this, okay, I'm going to instigate some more shit. Keep them up all night. Keep them up. This is just me because I can't stand this fuck. I'm going to keep them up all night on Twitter. I hope you have his little balloon knot leaking Friday night, February 16th, Rough and Rowdy 2. Yo, Sean, listen, in all sincerity, I wish you all the luck. I'll be watching. I'll be cheering. You'll be hearing from me on Twitter post-fight and talking shit for you. And I can't wait to get my my $20 meal from the $20 chef.
Dude, looking forward to it, man. I can't wait. I'm going to fucking fuck him up. Remember, just know that all the punches all got some of your name on it.
Ooh.
A little bit of fucking revenge for all that shit talking he was doing, all that disrespect.
Yes.
Just know I'm going to land a few of those. Fucking definitely got your name on them.
Fuck yeah, Sean. Good luck, and I'll be talking to you after the fight, my man.
All right, brother. I appreciate you having me on your show.
Absolutely, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, later.
All right. I am going to be watching this on the edge of my seat. If I could go to West Virginia, if I wasn't in Los Angeles covering the All-Star game, I would be there to walk my man, Sean Latham, into the fucking ring to hopefully knock the fucking dog snot out of Barstool Smitty. That's all his name is, Barstool Smitty, who claims he's from Philadelphia, who's probably from the Poconos. Rough and Rowdy 2, you do not want to miss this. It's only $9.99, but order soon because the day of price will be $15.99. All this is on Barstool Sports, Rough and Rowdy 2, Friday, February 16th. I literally, truly, seriously, I can't wait for this.
I'm excited.
But real quick, can a shooter shoot? Can a stick man stick? You've told me you've had some escapades with some ladies lately.
I have to say, I think the last time I was on here, I told you I was on a dry spell, and I keep it very real for the listeners. When I'm on a dry spell and nothing's popping off, I got nothing to say.
Right, you're not lying on your dick.
Yeah, I'm not lying on my dick. I'm not lying on my dick, or I'm not lying about my dick.
You're not lying on your dick.
You're right. I'm not lying on my dick.
Right. You don't lie on your dick.
I don't lie on my dick. Is that fucking English, bro?
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't lie.
You keep it real. You don't lie on your dick.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I keep it real. I don't lie on my dick. So no, I would never lie on my dick. And but I do have to say,
lying on your dick is just not cool. If you're lying on your dick,
I don't know. It sounds like you lie on your dick a lot, man. I don't know anything about that.
I ain't lying on my dick.
I think you might be lying
All
on
right,
your
it's okay.
dick. But it's been, I will say, it has been a fantastic year so far.
Okay.
For me. And a fantastic, in particular, couple weeks.
Okay.
I've really been putting myself out there a lot. I don't know if anyone
You're like
knows.
a grinder beast, right?
Right now, I really am.
You get down on grinder hard, right?
Wait, whoa. I thought you meant I'm like a grinder, like, yo, I'm like hustling, like I'm putting myself out there.
Now you're on that app Grindr hard body,
I already
right?
told you I wasn't coming back here.
Yo,
I did tell you.
My man stood up to me. But Dean Collins just stood up like that.
Yeah, I got up out of my fucking chair and I said, if you pull this grinder shit on me again, I'm not fucking with your podcast anymore. I came here. You know I'm not on fucking Grinder. You're trying to press my fucking buttons.
Okay.
You want me to go get a fucking jar of Ben & Jerry's out right now?
Okay, no,
I'll put
I'm
that
on a
shit in
fast.
front of your face. I'll
I'm on
eat
a
that
fast.
shit right now.
I'm on a fast. Okay, so you don't use the app Grinder?
You know that I don't use the app.
What's
Grindr.
the app that
I already
you use?
told you. We've already run through this.
What is it?
Tinder and fucking Bumble.
Sorry, Tinder and Bumble. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't know. I get it confused.
No disrespect to Grindr.
Tinder and Grindr sound similar.
Not at all. No disrespect to Grindr, but I'm not on it. And so anyway, yeah, Tinder's been good, but no, I have to say lately it hasn't even been with Tinder. It's been with people that I've previously known in college or that I've been friends with. It hasn't been a lot of like meeting randoms lately, but I did have a very good weekend this past weekend.
What happened?
What happened? I went out on Friday night.
Okay.
I saw a girl that I'd previously...
Keep it evergreen.
What do you mean?
You could say I went out the other night.
Oh, I see. I went out
People don't need to know Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
well,
Monday,
just like-
Tuesday. We don't know when they're
my
listening
weekend.
to
It's
but
Friday
they
and
might be
Saturday.
listening to this on a Friday. Keep it evergreen.
All right,
Be
I'll
a
keep it
fucking
evergreen.
pro. Be a pro.
Okay.
Be a fucking pro.
Okay, so yes, I'll keep it evergreen.
Shit.
Met up with a girl the other night. It was great. Had a great night.
Had you known this girl?
Yes, I'd known her from college. I did. I have known her.
Have you been intimate with her in college?
We have had relations before.
Okay, that's what's up.
And everything was great. Yeah, everything. It was a good night. There's nothing
That's
to write.
pimping.
What?
That's pimping.
Are you sneezing or are you?
I'm sneezing. That's pimping.
Oh, that's pimping.
No,
oh,
I
like it's like a
sneeze. You're
sneeze
supposed
and
to
that's
say,
pimping.
God bless you.
Oh, God bless you.
Yeah. That's pimping. Okay, go ahead.
Bless you again, I
Go
think.
ahead, go ahead.
So that was great. Nothing to write home about with that one, but
That's college. That's 10 years ago.
Yeah, it came years ago, right?
8, 4. Who cares? We're not fact checking. Go ahead.
Whatever. So then the next night, I was destroyed that night with my Milagro tequila. I shout out Milagro. I'm still rocking on Milagro. It's still my number one tequila
What
of
is?
choice. Milagro tequila,
Okay.
silver edition, blue bottle.
Okay, you're on that blue.
Changed my fucking way of drinking.
All right, my man. Get
Sorry,
to this. So the other night you met up with this girl who you had relations with back in
Yes,
but you hadn't
yes.
hooked up with her recently.
No, it's been a while. So we
Okay,
hooked up. It
so
was
get
great.
to it, my man.
All right, it was great. Then the next night,
Okay. So this is not even the story.
no, this isn't the story.
This is just a clean-
No, I
this
just
is a
told you
clean break.
that was what it was.
Okay.
I'm not gonna dive into it.
Okay,
it was
this
dope.
is another escapade.
The escapade,
And you're not even going into the other escapade.
I'm not
that we're
even going into that other escapade.
So this is the third
I will
escapade.
tell you,
so the story that you begged me to be on the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast about
Has not happened yet.
You haven't even told that yet.
No, and there was a girl before that one that I've been seeing a little bit, having some.
My man, we don't try to hear about all the fucking
All right,
the birds and the bees and there's this girl and like we had a nice.
No,
day.
I'm not
We're
saying
trying to
that.
hear about them that freak off.
Okay.
Everybody's still fucking trying to hear about I don't want to hear about all the other shit. Trying to hear
Okay.
about that freak off.
Okay. So the
Shit.
next day after that freak off, which was a successful freak off, the next day I was pretty hungover, but I was ready to go for round 2. And And my friends were having a birthday party at this place called Clifton's downtown LA.
My man, you're giving me way too
My
many
bro,
motherfucking details.
what the fuck can I say at this point, man?
And all that shit?
I'm trying to paint the fucking picture.
Okay. That's what's up.
I can't say where I went.
Okay.
Let me
That's
give you some fucking context.
Clifton's. What's Clifton's like?
All right, thank you. So Clifton's is like a 5-story joint out in downtown LA. It's got a tree in the middle of this fucking thing.
Okay.
It's like, and you can wear snazzy shit. So
They say dress formal,
They say
right?
dress formal. You can't wear tennis shoes. You can't wear sandals. You can't wear t-shirts. You dress nice. So me and my best friend Daniel.
My man, stop giving your people shout outs.
You know what? I'm not getting.
I fuck with Daniel, but you don't have to try to sneak a shout out for your man in the podcast. He's like, oh, my best friend Dan. Nobody gives a fuck about.
Bro,
it's
you
your
are
best
you
friend,
are
your
fucking
second best
irritable.
friend.
No, this is fucking irritability.
All right, go ahead.
Okay,
my bad.
So I'll just say some random guy.
My bad.
And me wore suits.
You could just say my homeboy Daniel, my guy Daniel.
I just did. My fucking best friend Daniel.
There you go.
When'd
you meet? When'd you meet?
15 years ago.
No, nobody gives a fuck about all that.
You just asked me. Fuck this shit, man. This is fucking going awry already.
Right.
Me and Daniel, we decided we were going to wear our suits. Okay? We didn't give a shit.
Suited and booted.
Yeah, I was suited and booted.
Motherfucking booted.
We go to this place called Clifton's downtown, okay? Me and my friend, we're in our suits. We're suited and booted. We're ready to take on the night. It's 5-story place. It's one of the coolest spots in LA, supposedly. I'd never been there. It's got a tree in the middle. The place looks like fucking Pirates of the Caribbean. We go there. I'm there for a friend's birthday. Before I get there, I decide I wanted to hit up this girl that I've never hooked up with. I've only seen her around college. I never actually hung out with her before, but we follow each other on Instagram. I know her. A little bit.
Get to the motherfucking gist of it. Go ahead. All right, you never hooked up with her before this college.
Fucking A. We never hooked up and never even hung out with her. I never even made a plan with her.
What prompted you?
We were following each other and I slid into her DMs once.
Okay.
And I said, yo, here's my number. We should hang out. Blah, blah. I saw she was following me. She said, all right, great. I'm down. So I texted her this weekend. I said, hey, I'm going to this thing.
Clifton's.
I said, come with me.
I'm suited and booted.
She said, I'm already going to be downtown. It's perfect. I'll meet you after my little pregame thing downtown.
Yes.
We'll have a night. I said,
yes.
great.
Okay.
So she texts me when I'm there. Okay. She's texting me. She goes, I'm done with my thing. I said, yo, I just got here. She said, all right, I'm on my way. I said, are you coming by yourself? Are you with a friend? She said, I'm by myself and I'm waiting in line. This line is crazy. I said, oh, fuck, let me go help you. She goes, oh, no, it's moving. She gets in. I see her. She's looking great. She looks great. Okay. Let's call her Roxy. Okay.
I like that.
I'm just going to call her Roxy.
Right.
So Roxy's looking fucking great.
Yes,
okay?
sir.
She comes in. I'm already on one. She comes in and she's on one too.
When you mean on one, what does that mean?
Like, I'm like feeling my drinks.
You had
and
your
I'm like,
Milagro.
yeah, I was like fucking with me and, yeah, we were on one. I was
You was on
getting
a booger
hyped.
sugar?
What does that mean?
No, go ahead.
No, I'm not on fucking booger sugars. So to get down to it, the girl comes in. I said, yo, I got you a drink. She goes, I'm not drinking that. I'm drinking vodka. And I said, okay, we'll just, have some of my tequila. We go. I get her a drink. Now, there's something kind of already funky about this girl. I don't know what it is, but my friend's like, yo, that girl's like on some shit. I don't know what she's on, but she's coming in hot. And I was like, I feel you. But I'm like fucked up, so I'm not really noticing it. But they're like, chick's on something. Okay, I don't know what, but she's on something.
Not
other
a
than
behavior
drinking.
thing, like on something, like she's on something.
Yeah, she's like acting kooky, like freaky. So anyway, fast forward, all right? Fast forward, I'll cut all the details. I know you like to keep it fucking short here.
No.
No.
I like to, like, so what was happening in the spot?
So the spot was dope. It was fucking hot. So I wasn't really on my game because it was getting hot in there. And
you're
was
suited
sweating
and
in the
booted, so
fucking
it's
suit.
uncomfortable.
It was uncomfortable. And I'm just talking, we're talking, blah, 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 blah. Then I'm at the bar, okay? And Daniel is standing there and he looks at both of us and he says, we're just talking. He goes, what, yo, you really haven't fucking made a move yet? What the fuck's wrong with you? I said, no, we're just talking. So he turns, he's fucked up and he says, yo, why don't you guys just fucking make out already? He goes, I dare you to fucking make out right now. That's what he always does this with me. Yeah, he always tries to like wing me a little, but at this moment I was not feeling that. Okay. And she goes, no. She straight up was like, no, I'm not doing that. And I was like, yeah, all right. And I was like, I turned to Daniel after that. I was like, yo, let's go. I'm done with this shit. I'm not playing Mr. fucking nice guy. I'm not here holding fucking hands and hanging out. I'm not trying to make new friends. I invited you out here. We're both getting fucking freaky. It's past midnight. So I said, that's fine. So I turned to her. I said, oh, yo, we're going to go. We're leaving. She goes, I'm going to leave too. I said, all right, that's what's up. And she's texting me, where are you? I'm downstairs. I'm leaving too. I said, all right, I'm leaving. So we go outside, okay? And this is when I'm just like at the peak of my fucking like drunkenness, whatever. I'm retracing my steps. We get outside and I see her. We start walking down the sidewalk. She's kind of pushing me a little bit, like up on like the fucking wall, like, hey, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, she's basically like, listen, I just want to tell you, like, you sliding into my DMs and your little suave shit and all the shit that you're acting with me right now. Like,
What
that
do you mean
shit
acting?
I don't know. I was drunk. I was like doing whatever. I was just like fucking around, like trying to play the game a little bit.
Yeah. I hear you.
And she's like, she keeps pushing me against the wall. And she's like, that suave shit ain't going to work with me. And she really caught me out of my element because no girls really like sassed me up like that. So she's like pushing me up against the wall and she goes, that suave New York shit, that ain't gonna work for me. And I'm like, New York shit? What are you talking about? She's like, yeah, that New York shit, that's not gonna work with me. And I was like, I'm not even from New York. I'm from fucking the Palisades. I'm from Los Angeles. I'm not from New York. She goes, and then she starts talking in a Brooklyn accent the rest of the night. I don't know what the fuck was going on. So she goes, listen, I'm going to make out with you. You can kiss me, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm good. I kept saying, I'm good. And she go, you're so stupid. You're so dumb. And she kept saying that. And I said, you better stop saying that. Like, I really didn't like that. And I was like, stop saying that. And she's like, I'm just teasing you, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. She's like really going at it. And I go, all right. And she's like, you know, we can hook up a little bit, but that's it. And
what does that mean, hook up a little bit?
She's like, we can kiss. Like, she goes, I'm gonna make out with you. And this, I was like, you're not doing me any favors. It's all good. So I'm like playing that like whatever. So then Daniel comes out. We're ready to go. And he's got a girl waiting for him at this place called Umbrella Company in LA. And he goes, yo, I got to go. My girl, she's waiting for me
umbrellas?
there. They don't make umbrellas. It's just called Umbrella Company. I'm not going down that road.
But wait,
I'm not going down that road.
I'm sorry. He's going to take a girl to a place called the Umbrella Company. What do they do there?
No idea. They make fucking drinks. It's on Melrose. It's fashion.
But do they sell umbrellas?
They don't sell umbrellas. They sell drinks as a bar. Okay, it's
no
just
umbrellas.
A bar. There's no
in
umbrellas.
In the daytime, they don't sell umbrellas?
I don't even think there's umbrellas. There's not one umbrella there. It doesn't matter. It's beside the point.
All right.
Okay?
Just asking
Let me just keep going.
Only bad question is the one you don't ask.
All right. That respect. So he goes, I'm going to Umbrella Company. And I told her, I'm going to Umbrella Company too. She goes, I'm going to come with you. And I was like, all right, fine, let's go. So I'm trying to play it like I don't give a fuck at this point. We get in the car. We get in the Uber, us three. We're making out at this point. Like, we're hooking up in the car.
Yeah.
Like, all that shit.
Yes, you're
And
right.
while I'm in there, by the way.
That's pimping.
Thank you. And
pimping.
Bless you. And while I'm in the car, the Uber driver recognizes me.
From what?
And he says, you're Dean? And I said, yeah. And he goes, Dean Collins? I said, yeah, what's up? And he goes, yo, young shooter, I'm a fan. I listen to the podcast.
That's what the fuck is
No,
up.
I'm dead serious.
That's what I'm talking about.
They're all fucked up, so I don't even think they knew about it. But he's hearing me, like, with the girl.
He's probably listening to this episode like, yo, I was the guy.
I hope. Shout out, because he was a homie.
I like this Uber driver.
And he knew what I was dealing with, because the girl was wacky, okay? Girl was wacky in a good way. So we start going. We're going to Umbrella Company, okay? I'm wrapping this up.
Get to the crib, man.
Bro, I'm not at the... I can't fast forward when there's shit that happens
at the Umbrella
in between.
Company.
Shit happens.
Oh, okay.
So we're at Umbrella Company, and then we take a shot there. We get there. We meet Daniel's girl. She's there. We all take a shot together. Now we're really all fucked up.
Yeah.
And then they're going, yo, we're going back to the crib. And I said, I'm going back to my crib too. You should come meet my cat, Pablo. That's my little secret weapon a little bit. I got this cutest cat.
You tell girls to come to your crib by meeting your fucking cat?
It's worked like all the time, pretty much. And they're like, if they like the cat, they're down. They know they've seen the cat on my thing. So she goes,
is that why you got that fucking cat?
No, man, I love that cat.
All right.
Pablo's the shit.
Okay.
Anyway, so she goes, how far is your place? I said, it's around the corner, blah, blah. She goes, all right. She said, listen, I'll come over. I'll see the spot. We could kiss a little bit. This is what she's like giving me the lowdown. We could kiss a little bit. She gave me a little plan. She goes, but I ain't playing any of that hanky-panky shit with you. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, I ain't playing that hanky-panky. She goes, I'm not going to fuck you, this and that. We can hook up a little bit. Then I'm going home. That's it. I said, let's go. We get in the car. I take her to my spot, show her my cat. She loves the cat. She says, I want to finish the rest of this Patron bottle that I had in my freezer. And then after we're done with that, I want to take a shower. And then I got to go home. And
hold up. She thinks she's running the entire show. You're not taking this. Ain't a fucking hotel. You take a shower.
This is what she's saying, bro. So she's killing the fucking Patron. We're hooking up in my kitchen. Daniel and his girl, they decide they're going upstairs now. They're going to get their...
That's pimping.
Yes, bless
That's
you.
pimping.
Bless you. They're going to do their deed. So they leave us down there. We're hooking up. I'm pulling her on my couch, doing my thing, this and that. We kill the bottle. She goes, all right. And I said, let's go upstairs. Go upstairs, pop that space light on.
Oh,
I got this space light.
The all-encompassing, game-changing space light.
And it's not any space light, so don't even bother looking on Google to find some random shit. This is a fucking collector's edition, okay? This is like, it's a one-of-a-kind space light.
All right.
I popped the galaxy on the thing. She's fucking, mind is blown. She loves it. She goes, ooh, can you put some music on? I said, I'm already on it. I already got the music. Play some of my music.
Now,
bumping my shit.
You want to play like your music, or
she actually asked me if she's like, can you please play some of your music? And I was like, I'm not playing my music.
She wanted you to play your music for Pacific the band.
Yes, and I didn't. It's just Pacific, but yes,
it's not Pacific the band.
No, it's just for Instagram. It's at Pacific the band, but the band is just called Pacific. Okay,
the band.
It's just Pacific.
All right.
So
okay.
Anyway, she gets in there. I'm starting to play music. All right, this and that. She goes, all right, Nat, and we're hooking up in there. Everything's great. And then she goes, all right, I want to take a shower. Show me the shower. I said, all right, I'll show you the shower. So I turn on the shower for her. Okay?
Are you butt ass at this point?
I'm not.
She's butt ass?
She is.
Okay.
She gets in the shower. I'm like thinking, holy fuck, I cannot believe this shit happened. I can't even believe this shit happened. So before she gets in the shower, though, okay, she opens up my desk and she starts putting these fucking lines of whatever on my desk. And I'm like, yo.
Whoa. Booger sugar?
I don't even think it was booger sugar.
What do you mean lines?
Like it wasn't cocaine, but she's like, I was like, yo, what is that? And she's like,
hold the fuck up. You can't just throw that. I mean, she starts putting,
she starts jotting down like 2 lines of fucking Xanax.
But was it in a
Xanax.
baggie or she's chopping it up?
She's chopping it up.
Yo, the perico.
Whatever, the Xanax, like she started putting. I'm like, well, I never even seen someone snort Xanax. Okay,
she starts snorting fucking Xanax.
She's starting to fucking snort some Xanax. Okay, and I'm like, and she's like, come on, just do a little bit. And I'm like, I'm good. She goes, oh, this one's just so little. Just do a little bit. I'm good. She goes, oh, just a little bit. I'm good. Let me show you the shower. So she does her thing.
Damn.
I take her. I'm like, yo, I'm having a night. Okay,
fucking wild shit.
I'm having a night. My music's blasting.
When she does the Xanax, now I've never snorted any drugs. I've never done any drugs.
Okay.
I've never done shit.
Okay.
Does she start acting nuts right away?
No.
Like, what does Xanax do to you?
I don't. It chills you out.
So that must have been what she was doing when she was at Clifton. She was already hopped up on that Z.
I think so.
Or is it the X?
It's not
Z
the
or
X.
an X? Xanax.
It's with an X, but X is ecstasy.
She was on that, but she was on that Xanax.
Yes. So anyway,
whoa.
Forget the Xanax shit.
That
all right?
shit's crazy.
It was wacky. So then I turn the shower on. She's butt naked. Okay. She gets in the shower. It's fucking steaming in there. I'm in my sweat. I changed from my suit. I'm in my sweats and I'm in my white t-shirt. And she goes, come in here. And I'm like, you want me to come in there? And she goes, yeah. So I'm kind of a shy guy, okay? I think the only time I've ever gotten in a shower with a girl is with my ex-girlfriend years ago, okay? I played that game years ago in the shower, okay?
Like with the rubber ducky shit?
Not rubber ducky shit, bro. Just she's taking a shower, she wants me in, so I start getting in with my sweats, okay? I'm like, I'm not fucking around with the whole, I'm stripping down. So I start getting in, she goes, oh, and then she's stripped down. I go, all right, fuck it, let's go. So I strip down.
You unfold the loaf.
100%. I unfold the loaf. Now, I'm on my shit, by the way. Like, I just want to say, like, when I get that liquid courage, like, I'm good without it, but when I get that liquid courage, I'm really on my game.
You're on that kryptonite.
I'm on that kryptonite.
I be on that kryptonite.
Like, there's nothing stopping me.
I be on that kryptonite. I be on that kryptonite.
Yes. So I
didn't know you fuck with that kryptonite.
I fuck with that kryptonite and I start going on autopilot. Like, whatever's coming out, it's just like working. I'm not trying to boast or anything. I'm just telling you the story of what happened, all right? So she gets in, I take my shit off, I get in, and I'm only going to say this because this is what is the truth and what really happened, but she was very, very impressed with what I was packing down.
With your pipe?
With my pipe.
Yes, shooter.
Okay? I'm not
had that crypto dick.
I'm not trying to fucking exaggerate shit.
You had that crypto dick.
I guess I was on that crypto.
That's pimping.
All right. Bless you. So.
That's pimping.
Bless you.
That's pimping.
Yo, let me get you some fucking tissues, bro.
Damn.
So.
My man had that crypto dick.
So anyway, I'm in there and she's very impressed. Okay. I'll just say that. It was great. I get in.
What time is it at this point?
It's got to be close to 4.
Oh, man.
Okay. So we're partying. I'm in there with her. She's going She's loving it. We're hooking up in the shower, this and that. I'm like, oh man, I can't believe this shit is happening. And she's still going about what I'm packing. She's really impressed. So she goes, and this is me being so real with the podcast, but I'm just saying, like, she's like, I told you I wasn't gonna fuck you, but like, I want you to fuck me now. Woo! Blah, 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 blah.
Okay,
blah.
you keep it
All
at
right, I don't want to get too crazy, okay?
All
right, so I'll just say
people's
this.
Parents are listening.
I'm sorry about that. Sorry.
You're bugging.
You can cut that if you want.
You're bugging.
Sorry. So listen, all I will tell you about the shower is she must have just saw 50 Shades of Grey. She must have.
What was she doing?
Because
did she smack your face?
No, I was
Did
like...
she call you a pig?
No, man. I don't know why you keep asking me about...
But did she smack your face and say, you little pig you?
She didn't fucking say, you little pig you. She was nice, but, aggressive. But, we're like... I'm lifting her up in the shower. Right, pressing against each other. And it was great. It was hot. It was steamy. It was great. Cut to after that, we start, I'm changing in my closet.
Yes, sir.
Things are going on in the closet now.
Why are you in the closet?
I don't know. And then she keeps looking at me and she goes, you keep looking away like maybe it's because you're drunk, but you're looking away. And she's like, I want you to look at me like in the eye. And I'm like, oh shit. And she keeps saying, she's like, look at me. And I was like, oh fuck. All right. Not while we're hooked. Like,
she's like, I'm the captain here. She's on that Tom
she's
Hanks
like, look at me. I'm the captain now. That's
but
what it was.
Why are you in your closet? Your closet, you can't even fit two
I was
people in
changing,
there.
bro. And
but
then
how do you wind up in the closet?
I was changing.
But it's not like you have a big ass walk-in. I'm not trying to diss. I'm just saying, like,
bro, she just followed me in the closet, man. And then things got kind of freaky in the closet. And then we moved from the closet, that freakiness, to the bed.
Yes, sir.
And I got the music bumping.
Yes, sir.
She and
you freaked off.
And we freaked off.
Yes,
and the fucking rest is history.
Yo, I like this might be the best one you came with.
You really think so?
Because she was sniffing that X or the Z.
It was that X shit. I don't fucking know, man. But
this is why I have a question.
What?
Did you notice any change in her behavior from that stuff?
Listen.
No, I'm serious.
You're talking to a guy I was on one.
You were on that Milagro and that Kryptonite.
Milagro, Patron. I had a shot at the bar. I wasn't following anybody. She could have been
you're
sober.
You're not one to answer.
No, I'm not. All right? We were both on the same page. The next day, okay, and this is how I'll wrap up the story.
Yeah, wrap this motherfucker up.
All right, here we go.
But this is good, though.
She leaves. It's like 11 a.m. She leaves. All right, and I go, I'm collecting my pieces with Daniel. We decide, he freaked off with his girl. I freaked off with my girl. We decide to go out for some grub. We eat some food.
What do you mean collecting the pieces?
I'm like, we need to fuck. I'm like, I had a wild fucking
You don't
night.
know what happened.
I don't know what's going on, but I remember this and I remembered that. And I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe I got this girl at my house. I couldn't even believe I hooked up with her. I sent her a text. Come with me. She goes, I'm down. And that was it. Okay. The next day we go and he goes, I don't have any photos from last night. And I go, oh shit, let me check mine. I open up my fucking camera. Okay. And there's a photo of this girl, Roxy, and my cat. And she's butt naked.
She took a picture of herself?
I took a photo. She asked me to take the photo. And I literally almost spit out my fucking drink when I saw it. I was like, he goes, you got any photos? I said, nope, I don't have any photos. So,
and if you're fortunate enough to listen to this entire podcast, Dean will be posting this on a special thing to get more listeners on this episode of the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast.
I won't.
You'll blur her face out and you will post that.
Nope, I've already deleted that.
Because everything is for the I Am Rapaport Stereo podcast.
I hear you, but I deleted that photo out of respect for her. I hit her up the next day, and she was aware of the photo. And I told her, don't even worry. I deleted it, which I did.
Okay.
I'm not a fucking animal. And we had a nice time. And I'm on the move. I'm still looking around for, whatever. But I'm a safe guy, and I'm having fun. And I enjoy being single right now. But...
That's it. I don't want to hear your life,
That's it. What else,
I don't want
to.
You're getting into some other shit.
Not really. Just
like,
wrapping
sometimes
it up.
I'm lonely. Nobody's trying to hear all that other shit.
I don't want to sound like a dick, man.
No, but I'm saying nobody's trying to hear that other shit. Like you told your part, and then it's like that's it.
All right, close it out then. Why don't you close it out?
I used to. Nobody wants to get into any of the motherfucking details.
You close it out, bro.
All right, the young shooter. The question is, can a shooter shoot? And the answer today is absolutely, positively yes. Thank you. The young shooter, Dean Comes. Where can they find you on?
You could find me on Instagram.
He's the guy in the fucking videos with me.
Man, can I at least can I get...
I just let you do a 45-minute fucking monologue.
Like, you've been fucking blasting Talenti and Haagen-Dazs and all these, but I can't even put my Instagram out so people can't DM
put the
me.
Instagram because you're going to put the photo out with her.
I already deleted the photo.
Oh.
But if you want to know the space light, if you want to know what I'm rocking with the space light, if you want to know what I'm rocking with the alcohol, feel free to slide into my DMs. There's nothing wrong with it. You can find me at Dean Collins on Instagram.
That's pimpin'.
God bless you.
That's pimpin'.
Bless you.
I need a tissue.